guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Sa lahat ng dako ng mundo, kung saan man kayo naroon.
Mau ini dibakar. Ini masih ada.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning, host. Mayong buntag sa inyong lahat. Magandang umaga sa ating lahat. disconnect si Celia Reyes.
Init. Init. Oo nga, init.
Era sa Ukraine, Russia, kumagat sa bitag. Convoy ng mga tangke, agad na dinurog ng puwersa
Kinain ni Marlon.
dito ang patungkol sa lalo pang lumalalang sitwasyon at kaguluhan na nararanasan ngayon sa kalupaan ng Ukraine. Kasabay ng isinasagawang patuloy na pagsalakay ng puwersa ng Russia laban sa puwersa ng Ukraine. Sa kabila nito ay agad namang kumalat ang balita patungkol sa panibagong convoy ng mga tangke ng Russia na kumagat sa ihinandang bitag ng Ukrainian forces na nagresulta naman sa magkakasunod na pagsabog at pagkawasak ng mga tangke ng Russia. Bagay naman na lubos na di na gustuhan ng Russia. Kung kaya, ang lahat ng yan ay ating aalamin at ating tatalakayin sa video na ito. Bago natin ipagpatuloy ang ating usapin, ay mag-subscribe na sa isa pa nating channel, Malayang Pananaw, para makapanood ng mga bagay tungkol sa malayang pagsusuri at pagsasaliksik sa mga bagay, pangyayari, posibilidad, maging sa kasaysayan at sa hinaharap. Mag-subscribe na, Malayang Pananaw, at magbabalik na tayo sa ating usapin. Mula sa patuloy na isinasagawang operasyong opensiba ng puwersa ng Russia patungo direkta sa kapital o kabisera ng Ukraine, ay di may kakaila na lubos namang nahihirapan ng puwersa ng Russia na pasukin ang nasabing sentro ng Ukraine. Gaya na lamang ng nangyari sa Eastern District of Rovai, kung saan ay nahagip pa ng kamera ang nangyaring insidente. Dito ay naaktuhan ng isang convoy ng mga tangke ng Russia na tila ba walang kamalay-malay na sila ay napasa ilalim na sa bitag na ihinanda ng Ukrainian forces. Sa kasagsagan ng isinasagawang pag-abante ng nasabing convoy ng mga tangke ng Russia, ay bigla na lamang sinalubong ang mga ito ng magkakasunod na putok. Agad na pinaulanan ng artillery shells ang nasabing convoy ng mga tangke at armored vehicles ng Russia, habang ang mga ito ay kasalukuyang naitipit sa nasabing choke point. Nagtamo ng napakalaking pinsala ang puwersa ng Russia sa isinagawang pag-atake ng Ukrainian forces na nagresulta naman sa tuluyang pagkawasak ng kanilang mga tangke at mga armored vehicles. Mula dito ay napilitan na lamang ang puwersa ng Russia na itigil ang kanilang pag-abante at napilitan na lamang ang mga ito na mag-U-turn pabalik para makatakas at maiwasan ang isinasagawang patuloy na pagpapaulan ng artillery shells ng Ukrainian forces. Mula sa matagumpay na operasyon na ito na isinagawa ng Ukrainian Army Artillery, ay lumalabas lamang kung gaano kahusay at kaepektibo ang Ukrainian Army Field Artillery Spotters, maging ang mga opisyal at ang crew ng kanilang field artillery units sa pagtago at pagcamouflage ng kanilang mga artillery. Habang kasabay nito ay ang patuloy na pagsasagawa ng operasyon para i-target ang mga mahalagang convoy ng Russian forces. Ilan lamang sa mga nakikitang pangunahing dahilan sa ngayon kung bakit ang napakatinding column o convoy ng Russian forces, kabilang na dito ang mga tangke, armored vehicles at maging ng mga towed artillery ay tuluyan ng puminto sa pag-abante patungo sa kabisera o kapital ng Ukraine ay dahil sa napakalaking problema sa logistics ng Russian forces. At idagdag pa dito ay ang di nila inaasahang napakatinding resistance mula sa Ukrainian forces at syempre ang low moral na nararanasan sa hanay ng Russian forces. Sa ngayon ay patuloy pa rin ang puwersa ng Ukraine sa isinasagawa nitong pagdepensa sa kanilang teritoryo laban sa isinasagawang patuloy na pagsalakay ng puwersa ng Russia. Mula dito ay di rin may kakaila na lubos namang naging epektibo ang gamit nilang mga handheld anti-tank missile na ipinadala ng United States. Ito ay base sa isang US journalist na kasalukuyan ngayong patuloy na minomonitor ang nangyayaring matinding sapuan sa kalupaan ng Ukraine. Itinatayang nasa 280 Russian armored vehicles ang nawasak mula sa isinagawang pag-atake ng Ukrainian forces gamit ang Javelin missile at lumalabas lamang sa ngayon na mula sa 300 Javelin anti-tank missile ay nagawa nilang wasakin ang nasa 280 na tangke at armored vehicles ng Russia. Ang tanong, ano kaya ang posibleng mangyari sa hinaharap? Kung kaya, ang lahat ng yan ay patuloy lamang nating aantabayanan sa ating mga susunod na video. At yan ay ilan lamang sa mga
Alad ka na.
Wait. Abot man ko diha. Naabot man ko diha. Hello everyone. Good morning, good evening sa lahat. Pasok-pasok na kayo mga suki.
Good evening. Marami na.
Oo, sa ubang nasod evening ron.
The FIM-92 Stinger is a surface-to-air missile developed in the United States and used by all branches of the United States Armed Forces, which entered service in 1981. The Stinger missile is meant for firming of down 270 aircraft, including the Russian. FIM-92 Stinger with manned portable air defense system MANPADS operating as an infrared tracking SAM surface-to-air missile. It can be adapted to fire from a wide variety of ground vehicles and air-to-air Stinger helicopters. The FIM-92 is a heat-seeking surface-to-air missile, also known as the Manned Portable Air Defense System MANPADS, designed primarily to attack low-flying targets, including fixed wings, airplanes, helicopters, and drones. In recent years, improved versions of the missile have been developed that offer increased capability against smaller unmanned aerial vehicles, which have presented a very real threat and will only pose greater challenges to U.S. military operations as a whole as it advances. The FIM-92 Stinger works with two operators, although it can be fired from the shoulder by one operator, as standard military procedure requires two operators, team leader and gunner. The Stinger is intended to replace the FIM-43 Red-Eye MANPAD system, the main difference being that, unlike the Red-Eye, the Stinger can acquire a target as it approaches the operator, giving it more time to acquire and destroy the target. The FIM-92B missile can also be fired from the M1097 Avenger and M6 Linebacker. The missile is also capable of deploying from the racks of the Humvee Stinger and can be used by airborne troops. There is a helicopter launch version called the Air-to-Air Stinger TOP. On fire missiles, battery cooling unit is inserted into the ripstop. The device consists of a supply of high-pressure gas argon injected into the seeker to cryogenically cool it to operating temperature, and a thermal battery providing power for target acquisition, a battery cooling unit providing power and cooling for a prize. 45 seconds, after which another must be entered. If the missile has not been fired, the battery cooling unit is somewhat sensitive to abuse and has a limited shelf life due to argon leakage. The IFF system receives power from a rechargeable battery that is part of the IFF interrogator box, which is connected to the base of the gripstock piston grip. Guidance to the target is initially through proportional navigation, then switches to another mode that directs the missile at the target fuselage instead of its exhaust chamber. The Stinger missile includes guidance, tail, propulsion, and warhead systems. The tail has 4 cooling fins that provide roll and stability while the missile is in flight. The guidance section includes a seeker assembly, guidance assembly, control assembly, missile battery, and 4 wings providing in-flight maneuverability. Its warhead is equivalent to 1 pound of 0.45 kilograms of explosive encased in pyrophoric titanium. The propulsion section includes a launch motor and a dual thrust glide rotor. The FIM-92 Stinger missile is 5.0 feet, 1.52 meters, long and 2.8 inches 70 millimeters, in diameter with 3.9 inch and 100 millimeters fin. The missile itself weighs 22 pounds, 10.1 kilograms. Whereas the missile with its launch tube and integral sight, equipped with gripstock and an identification friend ortho antenna, weighs approximately 34 pounds, 15.2 kilograms. It has a targeting range of up to 4,800 meters and can engage low-altitude enemy threats of up to 3,800 meters. The Stinger is launched by a small ejection motor that propels it to a safe distance from the operator before deploying a primary 2-stage solid fuel roll, accelerating it to a maximum speed of Mach 2.54, 750 meters per second. The warhead contains 1.02 kilograms, 2.25 pounds, a mixture of HDA-33 HMX, TNT, and aluminum powder explosive with an impact fuse and an auto-destruct timer that functions 17 seconds after launch. Since 1984, the Stinger has been issued to many U.S. Navy warships for point defense, particularly in Middle Eastern waters, with 3-man teams that can perform other tasks without training or maintaining the Stinger. Until decommissioned in September 1993, the U.S. Navy had at least 1 Stinger gunnery detachment attached to Beachmaster Unit 2 in Willow Creek, Virginia. Sailors from this detachment can be deployed to carrier battle groups in teams of 2 to 4 sailors per ship as requested by battle. When Russia invaded Ukraine in late February 2022, Ukraine's more numerous troops on the ground were vulnerable to attack from Russian helicopters, which also had the capability to rapidly transport Russian troops around a small beleaguered nation. That's why the U.S. and its NATO ally Germany decided to give Ukraine a powerful weapon that might even help to sink anti-aircraft missiles. As retired Army Lieutenant General Jim Dubik told the Army Times publication, the Stinger is a weapon with the potential to be a game changer, giving soldiers on the ground the ability to fight over airspace and hindering an adversary's ability to conduct operations. One of the reasons the Stinger is so effective is that it is extremely portable and can be launched by a trained soldier or civilian holding it on their shoulder. The Stinger is also used on the U.S. Army's AH-64 Apache attack helicopter as an air-to-air weapon. As well as being versatile, the Stinger missile is also highly accurate, as it uses an infrared seeker to lock and keep from the engine exhaust, and will hit almost anything flying below 11,000 feet, 3,352 meters. Stinger developed in early 1970s, but still scary. Over the years, Stingers have been battle-tested in several continents, and today they are in the arsenal of 19 countries, and are used by 4 branches of the U.S. military. During the Afghanistan War in the year 80, the United States supplied medium fighters with this
Tikitan
weapon,
nyo guys,
and it proved to be
bisitahin
very
ang mga
effective in
bahay-bahay.
countering aircraft in these
At
areas. While the
don't
Stinger
forget
has
to
proven
watch
effective
their
for decades, the U.S. Army
videos,
is already
like,
looking for a next-generation weapon to replace it.
and subscribe, and don't forget to comment and subscribe. like, and subscribe their channel, and don't forget to comment.
In Ukraine, the combat rotorcraft was flying at a low altitude, Another Russian Mi-24 multi-purpose attack helicopter was shot down by a portable anti-aircraft missile system in Ukraine. The combat rotorcraft was flying at a low altitude, attempting to avoid detection by air defense radars, but the Manpads operator detected it and hit it. The moment the rotary wing combat vehicle was defeated is depicted in videos published by Ukraine's armed forces. According to the video footage, after an anti-aircraft missile damaged the helicopter, the crew attempted to land the rotorcraft on the ground, but was unable to do so owing to severe damage. After hitting the ground, the rotorcraft was engulfed in flames and detonated. According to several Russian media sources, it was impossible. Since the commencement of the invasion on Ukraine, Russia has lost more than 12,000 people. From February 24th to March 11th, the enemy's overall combat casualties and personnel were around 12,000 persons, the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine wrote on Facebook. As previously stated, Russian troops lost 353 tanks, 1,165 armored combat vehicles, 125 artillery systems, 58 MLRS, 31 air defense units, 57 aircraft, 83 helicopters, 558 vehicles, 3 ships/boats, 60 fuel tanks, and 7 unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAV of operational and tactical level, until yesterday evening. At the same time, the adversary has suffered the following casualties in the last day. In their statement, they named 266 people, 18 tanks, 60 armored combat vehicles, 2 artillery systems, 2 MLRS, 2 air defense crews, and 32 vehicles. The data was being revised, according to the General Staff, because the calculation was difficult by the high intensity of fighting.
But every time for Ukrainian soldiers, begs the question, is this the moment? We found soldiers taking cover next to the river. Explosions and gunfire, a face-off across the bridge. We're next to the commander. Breaks from firing bullets to whisper meal board. Sniper, he said. troops backed away Russian soldiers in the distance. The commander moves forward, close to the riverbank, as everyone else is told to leave. It's clear that the Russian military has now reached the capital, and people who live close to this spot are leaving while they can. On the outskirts of the city, a volunteer army gathers with weapons, waiting for orders.
I'm here in order to protect my family, my country, and my people. My people.
When do you expect Russians to be in the middle of the center of Kiev?
Never.
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 Further along the way, you can see what happens in the swerving military vehicle is Russian, and it appears to deliberately strike a car driven by an elderly civilian. He was rescued and survived. According to Ukrainian officials, 3 Russian soldiers were killed in the firefighting that followed. And so the queues are growing. Men volunteering to fight. These are some of the thousands who came to collect their weapons today, wondering whether they will use them, and if so, when. Rohit Katru, News at 10, Kyiv.
Before this Ukrainian-Russian war, I was a journalist in civil life. I worked in a prosecutor office, various life, lawyer, I was making
Dito na lang
weekly
guys. Thank you
comedy
for
show.
watching.
And now I am a
Hanggang sa
soldier in
muli.
Ukraine Army
Kita-kita na
in
naman
Toronto
tayo sa
Defense
sunod.
Forces.
Next time, kita-kita na naman tayo. Until we meet again guys. Thank you for watching.